Hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about the remaining two parts of the epithelial tissues. First one was ciliated epithelium and the second one is the glandular epithelium. Now we will look first at the ciliated epithelium. What does it? These are mainly consist of a columnar or cuboidal cells and these bear cilias on their surface. What are these cilias? These cilias are mainly thin hair-like projection on their surface, mainly on the surface of tissues. Now, what the purpose of this cilia? This cilia helps in the movement of particles in a specific direction over the epithelium, or we can say over the tissues. Now, these are mainly present in the respiratory tract. Respiratory tract, like we can say from our nostril to the lungs. We will observe, if you observe your face on in the mirror, you will look at the nostril hole. You will find hair like projection that are mainly for the catching up dust particles to enter into your lungs. That's how the cilia work. Basically, this cilia helps in the movement of particle, but unwanted substance get attached to it and get removed by certain ways. Now the second, or we can say now, if we observe this diagram, these are mainly hair like projection on the surface of this, and this is a diagram of columnar epithelium with elongated cells present inside it. Now the second part, or we can say the second types of epithelial tissue, that is the glandular epithelium. These tissues consist of columnar, or we can say the columnar or cuboidal cells that have been specialized for the secretions, mainly the secretion of chemicals or hormones. If we see, when a portion of how glandular epithelium is formed, basically when a portion of epithelial tissue fold inward, then this glandular epithelium is formed. Basically the function of glandular epithelium is to secrete chemicals. How? If we take an example of endocrine glands, basically there are many endocrine glands present inside our body that secrete hormones. If we take an example of adrenaline are basically a hormone for fear. If we have afraid of anything, then this type adrenaline hormone gets secreted inside our body. Now we are going to look at one question that mostly examiner ask in the examination. The question is that what are the important or different functions of epithelial tissues? We have discussed in lecture that it's protect from the injury. Basically tissues are protective tissues of the animal body or animal cell, as they protect the underlying cells from the injury or from the water loss or from the bacterial infection. Second point says that we all know that they forms a barrier to keep body separate. Third point says they regulate the exchange of materials. Basically the exchange of materials between the different part of the body or between the body and the external environment, from the outside to the inside the body. Now they also regulate, or they also helps in the absorption of materials such as and nutrients water and nutrients. For example, if you take an example of the lungs are basically a lined tissues, epithelial tissues, as they helps to absorb what? Basically lungs is for the absorption of oxygen. We breathe in, the oxygen get inside in our lungs, and the inside the lungs the oxygen get absorbed. This is how the epithelial tissues helps. Fifth point says that they also secrete chemicals. We have already seen that in the glandular epithelium they secrete chemicals such as hormones. Sixth says that allows the movement of particles in a particular direction. This is also a point in the ciliated epithelium tissues. This was the important functions for the epithelial tissues. In the next video we are going to talk about the connective tissue in the next part of the video. Till then, thanks for watching.